Welcome back, frienderinos. Let's keep going.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the FTL communications room. In addition to interfacing with the FTL comm network, Normandy is fitted with a quantum entanglement communicator linked to the Elusive Man's office. This allows lag-free communication even when you operate off the comm grid.
Neato. I think I've already
Logging you out, Shepard.
done this one, but I also know that I skipped a lot of them earlier, and I probably won't really be doing all of them. I just ended up at, like, doing that. Let's actually talk to Jacob. I actually feel like talking to these people this time. As extension she does.
There hasn't been time to really settle in and take stock. I want to say that working with you is a great opportunity to do something that matters. It's a privilege to serve on the Normandy, Commander.
You may change your tune if we end up like the original Normandy.
Maybe. As long as the Elusive Man walks his talk. And you do the same, I'll do my best to make sure...
And she certainly walks her
that's my
talk.
condition for my service so far.
But, spoilers, Elusive Man
With certain
won't,
actions
in the
Cerberus has
end.
taken in the past.
I look forward to working with you, Mr. Taylor.
Likewise, Commander. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, so now she feels a lot better about Jacob than she did before. You know why? Because all she needed to hear was that last thing he said. That he has issues with certain things Cerberus has done in the past. Good. If he didn't, she'd be really, really fucking scared to be on the ship with him. But she had a feeling from how he acted before and how he revealed that they were working with Cerberus against everyone else's wishes. Miranda's, the betrayer dude that I forgot the name of. Wilson, that's it.
A scientist is required to...
And probably like the Elusive Man too, and like everyone. So he clearly isn't really with Cerberus as much as doesn't feel like the Alliance is doing what needs to be done, and feels like Cerberus is. That seems to be the vibe I get from a lot of the people here, which makes sense. There's a lot of good reasons for the people that are here to be here. That's something a lot of games don't have.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Let's go ahead and read those before we talk to Kelly. Like, for example, I'm reminded of the Fire Emblem series. So a lot of your party members, without spoiling things, in Fire Emblem 3 Houses, you'll sometimes switch sides, alright? And like, a lot of the people that join you basically join you mechanically because you recruited them before. In lore, a lot of them don't have good enough reasons, I'd say. Like, they're not acting on their volition, they're acting for you. But, again, Fire Emblem really has its own brand of player ego inflation that it's done since Awakening, which I won't sit here and pretend I don't enjoy it to any modicum, but I feel like they leaned on it a bit too hard for Three Houses and Fates, and I'm kind of hoping they fix that with the next Fire Emblem game. I'm almost 100% certain that they will end up developing another mainline Fire Emblem game on the Switch at some point, which I'm the most excited for you could possibly ever imagine someone being excited for a game. I love it. I love the series. But yeah, that sort of problem. It's not really a thing in this game, but I won't sit here and pretend that Mass Effect doesn't have player ego inflation. God, it does. I mean, it's only really because Shepard is a death machine, though. And the thing is, you aren't really playing specifically, your character with a personality that you essentially give them. Shepard has his or her own nuances that are partly dependent on their background and partly dependent on just like sort of a slate that they give you that's not entirely blank, but mostly, I'd say, in order to roleplay Shepard off of. But by giving them a little bit of substance before they give you the ability to shape the rest of them, it really helps to lend credibility to the world itself. It's part of the immersion for me. Shepard, I am basically controlling another human being. And you really feel like that by the end of the games, for sure. Because you flesh out everything else about them, and then there's always something there to start with. And the thing is that I love that about these games, because I love being able to inject a little bit of my own imagination into games. It's going to be a huge part of this entire series going forward. I hope. Little Durgan rant over. Let us... not just series, like my channel. It's going to be a huge... It's going to have a huge focus on that. Just mark my words. Alright, so, unread messages. Message from Anderson. Okay, I've read that one. Cerberus command requests. Reports tell us you've been operating the Omega Nebula. We'd like you to look into a situation on Lorik, a nearby planet in the Fathar system. Scan the planet for a base where we believe Eclipse Mercs are holding one of our operatives. I already have beef with the Eclipse Mercs because they wanted to kill Garrus, so that's perfect. Or Ada does, I should say. You should be able to detect the operative's transmitter. Extract the operative. If the operative is beyond rescue, recover any relevant intel that Eclipse may have collected. This is a very delicate matter, Shepard. We trust in your discretion. Glad I didn't sign up. Yeah, hey, so it's that kid that we destroyed the crappy pistol of back in the Merc recruiting station in, Afterlife on Omega. And, here he is, thanking us later, just like we said he would. From John Whitson. Hey, Arya gave me this address. I think I met you at Afterlife on Omega. You stopped me from joining up with those mercs who were trying to take out Archangel. Man, I was so pissed off at you. I got blind drunk that night, and it was a few days later before I got it together enough to check the news vids and saw that almost all those mercs had gotten killed by Archangel. I don't know who you are if you've gotten out there alive yourself, but thanks. I felt really stupid when I heard about the body count and how I could have been part of it. You probably would have been. In fact, spoiler alert, if you don't destroy his gun, the game goes out of its way to make it very clear that he does die. Like, right away, I think. Anyway. I'll make the most with what you did for me. John Whitson. Thank you, John. Go make a life for yourself that doesn't end quickly, man. You know, hopefully, make yourself as happy a one as you can. That's what I'm trying to do here, friendos. About doing what I love. Like doing this Let's Play. I love this. Alright. Upgrades. Upgrades approved. Squad members power. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I can't. Okay, yeah. There's no upgrades yet. I don't know why I looked at that. Okay, yeah. There's nothing else here. What? Hold on. I feel like... Oh, hold on. I'm gonna mark everything as red because... Oh, wait, I just realized. Yeah, there we go. Oops. I might have actually gotten rid of one that I haven't read. I will go back and look and make sure. But yeah, there we go. I have to start marking them as red. They aren't red when you just read them. That's what got me confused for a second, why all these are still here and not in the archive. From Elusive Man. Shepard. We've reached an agreement with veteran mercenary Zaid Missani. You may know the name. Zaid has been involved in some of the best-known and some utterly unknown military operations in the Terminus systems, and is feared as a ruthless and relentless bounty hunter. I felt you might need a man with his skills on your mission, so I arranged to have him join you. You will find him on Omega, where he's wrapping up his current bounty. Don't worry about his fee. I've taken care of that personally. Contact with survey ship. Yep, I've read that one. Non-crash site located. Read that one. All the DLCs. I will read Overlord though. We'll be doing that at some point. And also Rendezvous with Kasumi Goto, which we'll be doing when we get to the Citadel later. From Elusive Man. Shepard. One of our cells just went off the grid without explanation. Project Overlord has been experimenting with highly volatile technology, and I need you to investigate. Their work is extremely compartmentalized, enough that I can't divulge operational details over this channel. That scares him. That scares Shepard, because that to her means, hey, we're doing really unethical shit. And guess what? Spoiler alert, they are. Because of course they are, because they just do that. Sadly. You'll find them on planet Aite Typhon system in the Phoenix massing cluster. Please use care in this matter. Whew. Well, that's something to worry about later, because I'm probably going to be doing that a little bit later in the game. I'm not sure when, though, yet. I'll figure it out later. Arc projector. Rendezvous with Kasumi Goto. I'm glad I actually went through the list, because I never went through the list before, because I just wanted to get on with it. And I was also not feeling great those couple of days, so I ended up doing little tiny things and not really feeling like doing much more recording. But now that I'm absolutely Gucci these last couple of days, I'm really, I'm finally bulldozing through this whole list. Feels good, man. From Elusive Man, Shepard. At great cost and effort, we have tracked down the Master Thief Kasumi Goto and convinced her to work with you. Very few people have ever heard of her, and fewer can claim to have seen her in person. She is unequaled at stealth and infiltration, and her skills will prove invaluable in your mission. Travel to the Zakara ward on the Citadel. There you will find a special ad terminal that differs from the usual. And put the password Silence is Golden to begin the rendezvous. Very, very stealthy and cool. Ba-doopity. And yeah, this is just all armor. Now, whoops, mark is red. There we go. Archived messages. Anderson, Cerberus command request. Yep. Yep. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, the, Firewalker thing. Ooh, Elusive Man. Yep. Cerberus Assault, Termination, Terminus. Yeah, but just armor, and weapons and neat stuff. Overlord, Sumi. Yep, alright, cool. Just wanted to make sure that there was no other actual, story tidbits that were there. And thankfully, nope. Alright. Hi, Kelly.
Earlier when we spoke, you were very open with me. I like that.
Cute.
But I hope I didn't come across as too flirty. I don't want to overstep my bounds.
Oh, don't worry. Ada was rolling with that for a reason. She's a horny lesbian that hasn't had any action for 2+ years because she was dead. So, yeah, she liked that.
You're very charming, Kelly.
Thank you. The feeling is mutual. Anyway, how may I help you, Commander?
Having sex with me. Now, that'll be later. Alright, how's the crew?
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now. Anything else, Commander?
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
Alright, we've asked her all this stuff before. Okay, so, nope.
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
Oh, we certainly will. And then we'll actually bang later.
I'll be here if you need
We'll
me.
bang, okay? From the Mass Effect, Gamer Poop, I think it was. From, frickin'... I forget the name of the person. But, God, that freaking YouTube series. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. Hi, Joker.
Hey, Commander, we got Garrus back. That's great. He was totally my favorite. With that pole up his ass.
You know, if you want to talk about poles up your ass, let's be frank here. I would say that especially for this game and 3, Joker has probably the biggest pole up his ass. Because he's... Like, he was a snarky jerk in the first game, but goddamn, talk about turning it up to 11 for these two, for 2 and 3. But I love it. It's so hilarious, man. Joker fits him. It's funny. I mentioned this before in my Mass Effect 1 playthrough, but it's funny because the nickname Joker came from the fact that, like, as a funny little sarcastic jab about the fact that he never smiled in flight school, and it was given to him by his instructor, but... He's legitimately funny as hell to me. And he does make a lot of jokes, so it fits. Shoe fits, so I guess he's wearing it. I'm not sure if I've asked him this before.
I assume everything's going well up here?
I really want a chance to put the Normandy through her paces. I just have to trim up the drive output, and it'll be like we never lost her.
Safety standards advise against manipulating drive settings while engines are powered and in use, Mr. Moreau.
Commander, can we shut this thing off? I don't need it in my day-to-day.
If you don't want to hear it, turn the damn sound off.
Well, it doesn't change anything. It's still watching. Like some creepy kid staring at the back of your head in comp side. You just want to punch him, but he's special and he sets fires or something. Okay, a little too far there, but you know what I mean.
Your problem, not mine.
Thanks. I'll remember this.
Oof. Yeah, she's not going to entertain complaints that she can't do anything about, because she's pretty clear that Cerberus is not going to budge on Edie. But it's okay, because later he literally falls in love with her anyway, so I guess that's fine. So, yeah, the progression they have in ME3 is interesting. Spoilers, but, like, very apt spoilers, and, like, I'm not going to pretend most of you haven't played these games to death and back. I'm hoping that like, you clicked off of my ME1 playthrough and went and played the games before you went back to it, if you did. And if you did do all of that in order to watch my thing, at least partly, then, like, thank you, you're awesome. Anyway. Yeah.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Alright, so we've talked to Kelly, we've checked our messages. I think all that's really left, okay, we've talked to Jacob too, and we don't have Morden yet, so he's not going to be in there. There's no one in here, I know that. We just came from there, so time to go back down to the crew quarters. Drink some water. Very important, friendos, very important. Run, be a Ronnie Durgan. And I don't think he'll have really anything to say. I will go ahead and talk to Miranda, kind of get that out of the way. She's not going to talk to her much. She doesn't really trust her much, even though I guess she probably should, because she oversaw the fact that she essentially got resurrected from death. So, but at the same time, like, her demeanor, I don't know, man.
Commander, what can I do for you?
And she just doesn't really... I mean, the thing is that, of course, as a lesbian, she finds Miranda extremely hot. However, I think she has... Like, so, I know lesbians in real life. I know a couple of them. Well, I know a lesbian and some bi girls. And I've noticed that, oftentimes they have gaydar. I kind of do too. I'm pretty sure that Ada can peg her as straight, because, spoilers, she is straight in game terms. Like, you cannot romance her as female shepherd, but you can as male shepherd. So, yeah. And also, she doesn't think she wants to really get too close to Miranda, just because she is the way she is anyway, so, yeah. But, at the same time, hot. Because, you know, she was literally engineered to be that way. Which we'll learn, you know, I don't really want to talk to her right now. I don't know why. I think mostly what I wanted to say was what I wanted to say about her. I don't really want to actually talk to her very much right now, so she's just kind of going to say hi to her at least. Maintain a modicum of professional friendliness at least. Oh yeah, we have her brandy.
I have a present for you, Doc.
Sarah's ice brandy? You didn't. Thank you. I always regretted not opening that original bottle when I still could. I won't make the same mistake again. Why don't we open this bottle right here, right now, you and me?
Heck yeah, let's get Krunk.
Crack open the bottle. I'll get the glasses.
Look at her smile. I love
I
chocolates.
thought Alenko's biotic display might have broken Jenkins' back, but Jenkins pops up and yells, "That was awesome!" Oh, Jenkins. Soldiers like him make the Alliance great. Cerberus lacks the same enthusiasm.
They also lack the ethical practices. Many hug.
With your service record, you could have gotten a tour of duty on any Alliance ship. Why'd you really leave?
Maybe it's less about leaving and more about staying. As a military doctor, I mostly treat people who are in bad shape. Often they die. And if I can help them, they move on. Either way, they leave.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, she's a bit lonely. You know what? No, she's gotta go ahead and get her talking, because it's clear that drunk Chocos is gonna talk a bit more personal. And, you know, Chocos has always had a pretty darn good way of being charismatic, but also keeping some professional distance. We don't really know too much about her. She'd really like to learn some more about her.
Don't you have any friends or family?
No, not lacking friendship. Just stability. Jeff, Joko will always have Vrolic syndrome. He would never admit it, but he needs my help, and he always will. I wish he weren't, but sadly it's true.
Many huggle. Okay, yeah. I think whenever Cerberus was like, hey, so, we have Joker and Shepard. Do you want to come be a doctor on her ship? I think that was kind of the, alright, well, leaving the Alliance for Chocolates. Especially because of what she just said right there.
To the people we care for.
May we never take them for granted.
Indeed. It's very important, friendos. It's sometimes hard to do, sadly, but it's very important to take no one you love for granted, man. Because you don't know if they're going to be here as long as you think they will. And not just that, but also, they just deserve to see your gratefulness. And you should be grateful for everyone you love. No matter how much they might drive you nuts or what have you, there's always going to be a good point to them being there. I mean, you know who I'm talking about. Like, there might be close people to you that you actually hate and actually hate you. Those aren't the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that no matter what they do, you still love them. And those are the people you need to be grateful for. And by you still love them, I also mean they still love you. If it doesn't go both ways, it's difficult, but those are the kind of people you need to let go of. But otherwise, don't hold on too tight, but hold on to the people that you love, man. Yeah, it's a balance, just like most of life, and it's only hard if you think about it that way. It's just a balancing act, and it's a fact of life, but it doesn't have to feel hard. That's a mental addendum that doesn't help anything. It's something that's difficult to let go of, but I've started to, and it's extremely helpful for living and having a lot less stress and being able to just sit here and enjoy myself playing a game, and also, you know, hopefully positively influence a lot of people by talking about stuff like this while I do these videos. That's my mission right now, and it's beautiful that I'm working on it. For some reason, I love going into the wrong restroom.
Who's on the starboard side of the ship?
Because in real life, there would be probably possible legal repercussions for that. In this game, not. Just walk right into the wrong restroom. Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but if anyone saw you, there'd be, like, really a lot of eyebrow raising at least, and some social implications about that. Yeah, anyway. It's a wonderful thing about video games. You can do a lot of shit that you cannot in real life for all sorts of reasons. There's all sorts of great things about video games.
I'm shipping my family back to Earth.
You can afford that?
Cerberus looks out for their own. They're funding the transport for me.
That's awesome.
It's the least they can do when we're putting our lives on the line.
Well, Ada's good. Ada's glad to hear that, at least. I just realized, I feel like this is still the outfit I'm gonna go with, but I just remembered all of a sudden that she has different outfits she can change into in her captain's cabin for being around the ship. Just kind of want to see if I like any of the others better than this one. I have a feeling I might not, but I'm gonna look anyway. I think they do a really good job of space age fashion in this game too. Like when you look at stuff like this. Ooh, I kind of like the Lara Crofty feel of that right there. In fact, like, because I love this aesthetic a little more than a lot of others, I'm tempted to do that one, actually. And then there's... I like this one quite a lot on her. And I feel like the regal look also sort of suits her. But she's a fighter before she's a diplomat, you know what I mean? Or like a... She's a soldier before anything, and I think she'd like some just stuff that's comfy. This stuff looks pretty, like, this looks pretty comfy. These look overly formal for what she'd really want to wear, given the choice. And since it's her ship, like, I like this, but you know what? Also, if given the choice, she would not want to wear Cerberus gear, because at the end of the day, she's not Cerberus. For all those reasons I just told you, I'm going to actually give her this one. I love hearing ME1 music as I go in here. It also made, you know, choosing her outfit that I feel like would best fit her from the options given all the more fun to me. It felt like all the more of an important choice that really fleshed out the world because of the epic music there. Also, hi Liara. Don't worry, Ada. You will meet her again, and you will be able to get back with her in ME3. It's just not this game. In the meantime, you can have all the other pussy that you can get in this game, and you will. Hey. Okay, let's go. I really like this one for reasons that I won't go into. Let's just say that I'm a straight man, and so I really like the skin shown. I said that I wouldn't go into, but I kind of went into it. But, you know, it's probably the most obvious thing anyway for anyone that's even watching this. If you're just listening, you might not know what I'm talking about. But you might have also just looked to even know what I'm talking about. I do that a lot of times, just to make sure I'm like... If I'm like, wait, what? If it's very clear they're you know, referring to something visually in the game, I'll go ahead and I'll be like, huh? Sometimes, if I'm able to look at that point. But a lot of times I'll have Let's Plays on in the background, and I try to make my commentary just very pleasant to listen to, and very substantial, because, like, I think that honestly one of the primary joys of Let's Plays is it's something that you can have on the background for a long time while you're doing mundane stuff, of all sorts of things, or just bored, or just waiting, or something like that, you know what I mean? It's something you can have in the background, and it's, you know, especially if it's relating to a game you love, you don't really need to watch it to know what's happening a lot of times. You can listen to the game sound, you can listen to them, mostly know what's going on, from what you've seen. A lot of times, from what you're hearing, especially if the person's really good at actually commenting over what's happening. And I do my best at that. But regardless. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Garrus is in here. I haven't gone and seen Garrus in the crew quarters yet. I just wanted to change my damn outfit before I did that. So let's do that real quick. Talk to our best Turian bud, who's already up after the hit he took, and how bad in shape he was on Omega, because he's just that awesome. Also, hey, there's something back here. This area so this must be cryostasis pods for long points of travel. I'm guessing that's what these are. But yeah, this used to be a thing. What was I talking about? So this area in the back of the ship on the second level in the original Normandy didn't have anything back here. This is where the main battery is in this ship. The main battery wasn't a room in ME1. It wasn't an actual room that you as the player could go into. Ashley Williams was the gunnery chief. She just hung out down in like the hangar area of the ship where your Mako chilled. And Garrus usually seemed to be the person doing maintenance on the Mako, actually, but now he is the gunnery chief. Hello.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Sure. Just checking the weapon systems. You can never be too careful.
Gotta do all sorts of calibrations all the time.
Galaxy in our fight against Saren. Mercenary work showed me otherwise. And now Cerberus rebuilds the Normandy with a few upgrades to boot. I wish we'd joined up with them sooner.
You sure you're okay working with Cerberus?
I can't exactly doubt your judgment. Not after I got my own squad killed.
Oof.
How did those mercenary gangs take down your team?
It was my own damn fault. One of my people...
No, it was their fault, if that's the case, not yours.
Sidonis.
Garrus is too hard on himself here. I want to hug him.
Attacked my squad, then he disappeared. Everyone except me is dead because of him. And because I didn't see it coming.
I'm not sure I understand. What happened exactly?
Sidonis asked for my help on a job. When I got to the meeting point, nobody was there. By the time I got back to our hideout, the mercs had killed all but 2 of my squad. They didn't last long.
I love the I don't know what you call it. The quality underneath Turian voices, the kind of the sort of bug-like kind of cadence that's there. I don't know. I love it. It's kind of echoey too. It just makes them sound suitably alien. I love Turian voices. They're just interesting sounding.
Do you know where Sidonis is now?
No. His trail vanishes after he leaves Omega, but I'll keep hunting. I lost my whole team except for Sidonis. One day I'll find him and correct that. Thanks for coming by, Shepard. I've got some things to take care of.
Many Garrus Huggles. It's okay. We get to have him have his moment later, and we do. Ada will definitely help him kill this bastard. Anyway. But yeah, she'll leave him be for now, because yeah, clearly he needs moments here after saying that kind of thing. And yeah, she feels pretty bad for him after all that, but yeah. She's just glad he has another team, and you know, he knows damn well that she is also just as understanding. Like just as gung-ho, this particular Shepard. She's very intent on making everyone, on keeping everyone alive as much as possible, and she also really hurts when her people die, and so yeah, she really feels for him on that one. Many Garrus Huggle. One of these days I'll end up romancing him, because I always have romanced Liara, actually, in these games. I feel like I might have romanced a male character somewhere down the line for like one playthrough, but classically, pretty much all my ME1 and 2 playthroughs, I've romanced Liara. I love her that much. I want to change that one day, but for this one, I'm going to do her again, literally. Once per game. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm not, because that's just part of my personality. The pervy side of the Durgan, the sexuality. Anywho. Zaid's the only one down here right now, but that's fine. And oh yeah, we could also talk to Ken and Gabby as well. There they are.
Across the board, the forward tanks are buoyant and elevated.
Are you talking about the Normandy?
Covered and protected, not bouncing in the breeze.
I don't know. Operative Lawson's uniform is very official. It always makes me stand at attention.
Such a dog.
I love them. I love their friendship because I love their friendship so much. The fact that they're so close that, you know, that Miss Daniels, a woman, can talk can just kind of converse with him about that sort of a thing. And she really does seem like one of the guys types of women that you probably would often see in jobs like the one that she's got. So it makes a lot of sense, and I love her especially. I love both of these people. I love the sheer personality that, especially in ME2, especially way more in ME2 than ME1, they really injected a lot of really great personality into even the side characters. Like these two, like Kelly. There's just so much. Anyway. So much good shiznit in this game. I love it for a lot of reasons. She wants to get in that grill. Like, honestly, I think Daniels is actually Gabby here is extremely attractive to Shepard, because she loves that whole one of the guys thing, because that's what she is. And in ME3 especially, you can really go that angle. In this game you can too, and I always do. I think you can, yeah, you definitely can in 1 as well, but yeah. Like, and I don't know, she likes the whole rough and tumble girl thing, because again, she finds her very attractive, but she has no idea what her sexuality is. I wouldn't know. I don't have enough gaydar. I'm only slightly bi. I think the more gay or bi or LGBT you are on, like, a scale, like, I definitely lean towards women. But I think if I was a bit more gay, I might have a better inkling on if she might actually be gay or not. But I don't know. I feel like she probably might be, but that she also might be straight or bi, and I have no idea, man. Or something else. Who knows, man? There's all sorts of scales on that sort of thing. And it's also probably something that the devs didn't think much or at all about. So there might not be enough there to really guess that. Anyway.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Oh, that's right. There's, in the markets on Omega, we haven't been there yet, but we're going to be able to get their FBA couplings. I'm pretty sure I've actually talked to them about all this.
Carry on.
Will do, Commander.
I just wanted to touch on that thing with her once I came in here. Yeah, she doesn't really want to talk to Edie much at all. She really does not trust her. She won't until 3, I'd say, for reasons we'll get into when we get there. Also, I think Saeed's down here? No. He's like at the end of the hall up there, I think. The crew member that ends up down here won't be here for a while. Let's just say that. But we will be getting her as soon as possible, because I love her very much. And if any of you have been on this channel for any real length of time, you probably would pick up on that before we get her. But that's not for a good Dergy while. We won't be getting crew members in there for a while either, for a good actual while, actually.
Normandy's cargo deck.
But I like him too.
Facilities to rearm and repair Normandy's embarked ground vehicle and shuttle.
My last ship didn't need a shuttle. Why do we have one?
This ship is nearly twice the mass of the previous Normandy. It is more difficult to land a ship on high-gravity worlds.
I don't keep meaning to activate those. I just kind of do it out of, like, I guess just muscle memory or habit of just walking past, oh, hey, there's a thing to do it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of reasons to do that isn't repetitive and not something Ada would do, but, you know, that's just one of those things that is repetitive and not something Ada would do, that I keep doing anyway just because of muscle memory about these games. It's really scary to me that that Zaid, a mercenary who's just here, has access to security cameras for the whole damn thing. She really doesn't like that. In fact, I feel like you should be able to talk to him about that and be like, hey, stop that. Because that's scary, that he just has access to this. And he's just a mercenary that's temporarily working for us because money. We have no idea if he might betray us right out that gate. Like, no, this is not Gucci. That he has this surveillance camera access. In Ada's opinion. But she's going to start really liking Zaid soon. Anyway.
Hey, don't touch. That rifle's older than you are. Call her Jessie. That's my lucky charm. More men have been killed with that gun than died in the Skillian Blitz.
That's impressive, Ada.
Today I I laid her to rest was the saddest day of my life. I give up every weapon I own for one more mission with that shitty old wife.
Ada really understands that kind of sentimentalism. Especially because a lot of her old weapons are obsolete, because remember, in ME1, the whole energy thing was a thing. In this game, there's thermal clips. All weapons have been essentially updated within the last couple of years, which I don't really think that's realistic, you know, especially because of how hardware and that kind of thing works in real life. But I mean, I don't know. They wanted to shake it up and add more of a shootery bent to the gameplay, and I kind of like the thermoclip system. I have heard complaints from others about that, but yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a model of the Barracan. Turian frigate, hell of a ship. I led a mission to bring that thing down from the inside with just 5 men and whatever guns we could bring. No chance of success, but we did it. Everyone died but me. So I made out like a bandit. My first impossible mission as an independent contractor. There's been many since, but nothing so goddamn sweet as watching that Turian warship crash planet-side.
Yeah, she's a bit spoopy at his clear sadistic bent and his clear lack of self-preservation, but she also is inspired by it and his sheer ability to perform clearly.
Beauty, isn't it? Pried that off the Krogan warlord, Kazak. Used to run the blood pack out of Omega about 17 years ago. Wasn't even a job. The guy just thought he'd hijack a freighter I was hitchhiking on. Big mistake. I goaded Kazak into one-on-one combat. Took out his legs, grabbed his gun, and killed every blood pack bastard in the room. That was the most beaten Krogan I've ever seen. Kept a helmet to remind me of that pained expression.
Yeah. He's, yeah, she's really not too thrilled about a man like this. Especially as sadistic as he clearly is. Having access to the security cameras of the goddamn ship. But you can't ask him about that. It kind of drives me a little nuts.
Thinking about past missions.
I'm working.
Got a minute? You might learn something.
Thank you.
So you knew Archangel from before. Interesting. Knew a lot of men taking jobs to kill the son of a bitch. I never saw the point. You and I wanted the same thing. A whole lot of mercs dead. Hell of a sniper, though.
Yep.
He kept himself alive with all the mercs in Omega after him. That ain't easy.
That's true. Especially after almost dying to one of them, shooting him with a goddamn gunship machine gun.
I was trying to remember how many Cerberus operatives I've killed. Lost track around 50. Guess your elusive man's big on forgiveness.
Yeah, he has to be. Because remember, we've killed a lot of Cerberus people in ME1, so he must be. Or at least just so pragmatic that if you can use someone, might as well. You know, no matter what the hell they've done in the past. Which, again, she doesn't really like that he's so hell-bent on just basically being very, very loose with his people like that. But at least she's here to try and make sure that this crew survives as much as humanly possible. One woman can make sure of that, of course. I'm just kind of looking out the airlock. By the way, you can make some trash go wee, wee. There it is. Anyway. Whew. Anywho, so yeah, that's all out as Aid for now. There might be more, but I'll just kind of keep, you know, after every major mission, as per usual, just kind of make sure he doesn't have anything new to say. Alright, so that's everyone right now. Let's go back to the CIC. Let's go back into Omega for now.
No messages for you, Commander.
Thank you very much, Kelly.